What's up, everybody? My name is Michael, or Kiratze Online. Hopefully you guys are having a positively fantastic day so far, and I'm here with a woods run as a scav on Escape from Tarkov. I'm loving this game, as you guys know, and I want to bring some more Escape from Tarkov content to you guys. If you guys want to watch me live play this, definitely check out my Twitch channel. This is one of my main games I stream now, and I would love to get you guys in on this action, so feel free to ask questions and stuff like that. At the time of this recording, actually, it's about a week and almost just under a week until Black Friday. They are going to be doing a Black Friday sale from November 23rd to November 25th. All editions will be 25% off. That includes upgrading your edition if you already own the game, so just bear that in mind. This is a great time to dive into the game and check it out. Just buy the standard edition. If you like it, you can always upgrade in the future for extra stash and extra goodies. But this is the path that I take as a scav for the woods raid. It's a really quick route that once you get the hang of it, it's generally pretty safe, and also I find gets some pretty good stuff. Gets you a chance at quest items, gets you a chance at good trade items, and gets you a chance at meds. And near the end, you have a good chance at getting some guns as well if you want to. So wherever I start, I will try to gun it for the sawmill, and when you get past the sawmill, all you need to do is check around in this wooded area. You're going to be looking for a marked area on the ground. This marked area is usually looted as when you get into as a scav, you're going to be coming into the raid later than other players. So I always hit the O button, which checks the clock in the top right. If you would have saw there, it said 35 minutes. That means that it's been about 15 minutes since the raid started. So this is a time where a lot of the good stuff is going to be looted already. But from that marked area, I'll head over to the road over here. And this SUV has a medical bag. This one's a little bit riskier, but obviously you can listen for like gunshots and stuff like that and have a pretty good idea of who's running about. But you generally want to be pretty aggressive with looting anyways as a scav, because you're not going to be losing anything, right? You come in with a preset amount of gear. Luckily, I was a scav that had a tea bag. A lot of the time you get scavs that don't have any bag. They just have their vest and pockets, so it's a little bit harder to loot. Luckily, I got a tea bag as a pistol scav. The nice thing about pistol scav is they do come with that tea bag as well as a little bit of meds. You can see I started out with a bandage there. So after that after that SUV medical bag loot, that SUV medical bag loot is great because it can spawn I've gotten grizzlies from it. I've gotten Salawas, car medical kits, a lot of good stuff from that if you're looking for meds. After that, I'll check this little cabin here for the cabinet, because you can get keys. As you can see, I'm looting some good trade stuff for either money or just good trades in the future. You know, for example, Wilson cigarettes. If you get 6 of those, you can trade it for an IFAC with therapist level 2, I think. CPU fan can sell for a decent amount. Chainlet sell for about 5,000 with therapists, and hard drives are good for trading for MBSs and a combination of other stuff as well. So after that, take a quick glance around, make sure no one's about to shoot you in the back, and then gun it for the side over here. So if you look at the wall up ahead, if you just follow this wall, you can make it to the extraction point. Generally from here on out, you want to just make sure you're watching behind you and your left every once in a while, just for people who are about to come up on you, heading to the extraction point themselves. After that cabin area, you can come up to this boulder here, which is by the wall. There's 2 military crates there, as well as there was that military crate that you saw in the cabin area that I just looted. These military crates are good because it has a chance of spawning pistols, grenades, and just other military type stuff as well. Attachments is another big one that can potentially sell for a lot of money. For example, you can have a chance at getting a silencer. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a green one that can sell for, I think, 30,000 rubles, which is an insane amount. And I have actually 2 of those in my stash that I've looted from those military crates. So it's all about prioritizing what you want. If you want to just get this, this is a great route if you just want to get a bunch of money as well, because you can just sell everything after you're done this route, and you can get a lot of good cash, depending on what you get. Obviously, it varies, but generally I find a decent amount of stuff that can at least get me a little bit higher up that ruble ladder. But yeah, coming up here, it's a little bit more of a wooded area. You can see these boulders up ahead. After this boulder, there is a small bunker. And like I said, this is generally a pretty safe route. I normally don't encounter anyone or any combat, so it's a pretty good route to do just to secure some money. But right here, I get spooked by a player scav here. Normally, I am pretty much always going to be doing that friendly wiggle when I see a scav, but it's all about context, right? I could tell this guy was camping right here. He obviously is going to be killing on sight, trying to kill people coming for the extraction point. even if I wasn't spooked by him, it was very likely I was going to shoot on sight, just because it's all about contacts. At the start of a raid or in an open area where we have a clear clear line of sight to each other, I'll give a friendly wiggle if we're staring at each other, because I'm not going to lose anything. I'd rather just have a friendly interaction with a scav. But you always have to have that good gut reaction on, okay, is this guy going to potentially shoot me or not? Go with your gut. I mean, you're a scavenger. I mean, shooting on sight isn't a sin or anything like that, but it's all about how you want to play the game. A lot of people do just shoot on sight. Here's the bunker I was talking about, so here's my next sort of loot area. A lot of people are a shoot on sight, but I like to have fun with friendly scavs. So this door right here actually is generally locked, but a player came through here previously and locked it for us. If you have the ZB, I think it's called ZB-014 key, that's this grated door right there you can actually unlock, but I decided to give it a shot. Maybe he left something behind. But this duffel bag is good to loot, as well as the square shelf that I look at right here. That has a chance of spawning things like car medical kits and things like that. Duffel bags are good to do just for more medical supplies as well. This is a very good medical supply run route that I find. And another military crate there. But someone already passed through here, so this place has been pretty looted already. But yeah, because of, that medical bag off the start, the duffel bags and stuff like that, I find I get some pretty decent medical supplies from this. Painkillers, car medical kits, Salawas. Like I said, I've even got grizzlies and IFAKs pretty commonly throughout this route. And I would say at least 60-70% of the time I don't encounter anyone. And it's generally pretty safe in terms of just encountering only AI. And as a scav, unless you're actually hostile towards AI, they won't shoot on sight at you. So at the end up here, you'll see a cabin. That is the scav cabin. A lot of scavs spawn in that area. So this is a sort of where you can make that choice of, okay, if you find it's pretty late in the raid and like pretty much everyone should be gone and you should be pretty safe, it's totally up to you if you want to just kill the AI scavs up here and then just take their guns, because that is a lot of extra cash potentially for you, just because the extraction point is just over that hill up ahead. It's generally how you want to play it, though. Here I noticed that there are some dead bodies around, and this is a place as well that a lot of players will just snipe the scavs from far away and then just go up and loot them afterwards. So here I see some corpses. I generally have to play pretty carefully, and you'll see that it does pay off playing a little bit more carefully up ahead. As I do notice sort of a scav up ahead that sort of takes eyes on me. Right there, you can see sort of left there. It isn't actually an AI scav that starts shooting at me, but he has a little more of a player loadout, which is weird. I noticed he didn't have a pouch slot on him, which means that he was a real scav. And right there, I heard a grenade land on the ground. So here I am just sort of frantically trying to get away from the grenade. Always just sort of reposition myself. I thought it was I thought it was a player up ahead there, and he threw a grenade at me, but it was actually someone else. So you notice, you'll be able to hear just to my left the more gunshots and then me getting hit. And this is a good reason why I have my meds hotkeyed right away. Even as a scav, it's not like I want to save everything. Obviously, if I die, I'm going to lose everything as it is. So make sure, even if you do find meds on your scav route, hotkey them, because you never know what is going to happen. Here I get into a little bit of a firefight. I actually didn't realize it, but I did kill that guy with my pistol. Just got some really, really good headshots on him, and that was actually a player that threw a grenade at me. So here I am bringing out my AKS-74U that I looted on that previous guy, just to make sure I have a little bit more stopping power than my Grok, just in case that player had a P.A.K.A. or any sort of armor that I have a better chance at killing him. Here I am just switching to my full auto as well, just to sort of getting up close and personal. And normally I wouldn't be playing this aggressively, but as a scav, it is fine to play this aggressively. And here I noticed I actually did kill him, and I actually got a nice SKS out of that as well, which is pretty awesome. I probably could have spent more time looting him, get as much value as possible, but when you make this much noise, it's sort of the time where you don't want to get too greedy. And here the same here. I checked this guy. And this is what I was curious to me, as I search him, and he actually doesn't have a pouch slot, so it does mean he was an AI scav, but he has an AK-74N, which I didn't know they spawned with, and I also didn't know they put duffel bags inside of other bags. I didn't know they did that. I don't know what happened here, because this is the first time I've seen an AI scav that has a bag inside of a bag. I don't know if maybe it was a player scav before, and maybe they DC'd, and I don't know. I have no clue what happens when that sort of thing happens, but here I am just sort of replacing the loot And I was trying to fiddle around with trying to get a look inside the duffel bag, but it wasn't working. I decided to just throw my tea bag inside the MBSS because, you know, you can throw a bag inside of a bag inside of a bag as long as you have the room, maximizing how much you can actually take out. And I decided to just get the hell out of there because, you know, with the amount of noise I made, I had some really, really good stuff. I got an AK-74N, an SKS. Even that alone, it would have been worth it just to leave. But, you know, I got out with some extra meds, not to mention a couple of bags and a vest that I can use in my main character. So right after the hill there, you can see that I just entered the extraction point. So which is, you know, that is why it's generally pretty good not to camp around that area too much, because a lot of players will snipe around that area just to get people trying to get to the extraction point. But yeah, here I got some really, really good clothing, really, really good things there. Now, again, like I said, it's all about what you want to prioritize in terms of, you know, keeping things. I personally would use the SKS and the AK-74N on sort of my own raids, as well as the Grok, as, you know, recent developments have said that Grok is actually one of the better pistols to use. The TT is no longer the best, as it does not penetrate armor at all, and it just doesn't do a very good job at anything else anymore compared to the Grok or the P226, I think is what it's called. I don't know if that was the same gun or not. I can't remember. I'm a noob. I'm a noob. So here I am just moving my weapons around. But like I said, if you wanted to, I could have just sold absolutely everything I got on that scav run, and I would have came out with a healthy amount of rubles. I would say at least 40,000 rubles, 30,000 rubles, just for the guns alone. But even the vest that I got there sells for 10,000, I think, something like that, 10,000 rubles. But here I am just sorting out everything. I'm just sort of moving everything around in terms of my trading section and all that stuff. You can get a good look at sort of how badly I hoard. I probably should start trading for some stuff, but I am a hoarder. Just one of the fun things I like to do about this game, but that's just a personal preference. I know a lot of streamers and stuff like that have very empty things because they have much better prioritization. And also they have higher level traders, so they can actually get access to a lot more of those better trades. But here I'm just maneuvering things around. But you can get a good look at my stash and figure things out for yourself. But I sell things like the chainlet, the CPU fan, because I don't have any use for those in terms of trades. I have plenty of CPU fans already, and chainlets can sell for like 5,000 rubles to therapist. With any of the blue items, like things that you would normally use for quests or things like that, you'll generally want to sell to therapist because she buys them for the most. That includes things like figurines. If you want to sell clothing or bags or anything of that sort, you want to sell that to Skier because he'll buy those for the most. And usually for most of the guns, you can just sort of check to see who's going to buy them for the most. And also if you want to sell them to Peacekeeper, if you would rather have US dollars as opposed to rubles, because both Skier and Prapor deal with rubles instead of US dollars. So it just depends on how much you want to make on a certain trader or a certain type of currency, I guess. But yeah, that's gonna do it. It was a really, really awesome scav run. Like I said, this is one of the more rare scav runs in terms of combat. Normally I will not encounter a lot of people, and normally the only people I will encounter are those AI scavs at the very end there. A lot of the time they will still be alive, so you have a good chance at getting some good loot from them. Actually, what I noticed recently is if you do a night run, like if you want to be a little bit more safe against player scav or just players in general, if you want to do that run at night when you get a little bit more comfortable with just the pathing in general and you don't have to rely on sight as much, you can do that run at night, and then you can actually have a chance at having some good night vision scavs spawn, because they do have a chance at spawning with night vision goggles near the cabin there. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to check me out live playing this game, make sure to follow my Twitch channel in the description below. But until next time, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.